Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be reviewing the 2014 film Wild Justice, starring Rod Manicam, Simon Arblaster, and Maggie Meyer. An overview of the movie: a retired soldier left his violent past behind to live a peaceful life with his wife. However, that all goes out the window when he steps in and prevents a bartender from being raped by a gang member. As a result, the gang wants revenge on him for beating up one of their members, and it all comes to a head in a battle in the Australian outback. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, they established the villain right away, and they did a great job of that. One of his gang members stole from him, stole his money, and stole his drugs. And the first thing in the movie is they have the gang leader brings this thief in and has one of his enforcers fight him and beat the crap out of him. And then he's like, oh yeah, you put up a good fight, so I could let you go, but instead I'm just going to shoot you in the face. And he kills the thief. It was a great way to just establish him as a bad guy, as a merciless asshole, right off the bat, and they did a great job of that. The wound makeup in this movie was fantastic, considering that this movie had a budget of $80,000 in Australian dollars. And I did the conversion, I did the currency conversion, and that comes to just over $60,000 US. That's a very low budget, especially for an action movie. And with that in mind, they did a great job with the wounds and the practical effects for injuries. It was fantastic. And the soundtrack in this movie was also very good. They had a lot of hard rock for the action-packed scenes and a lot of slow emotional music for those emotional scenes. And it was just, they used the music very well. The music that they had was great and fit the movie perfectly. The cons of this movie? Well, while the soundtrack was great and the songs fit their scenes beautifully, there were a lot of scenes that should have had music, but didn't, so it just made watching them feel very awkward. It's like, okay, I feel like I'm spying on somebody because there should be music here, but there's not. I think they really dropped the ball in that regard. Also, all the extras in this movie looked bored out of their mind. They're like, okay, yeah, I'm getting paid like $5 at most to be here. So yeah, go fight. Way to beat him up. Woohoo. Yay. No, they had no emotion. They looked like they were just going through the motions and they were bored out of their mind and tired and they didn't want to be there. The extras in this movie just sucked all the emotion out of the scenes they were in. They were like vacuums and sponges of emotion just drawing it all away. It's like, no, you aren't giving me anything. Give me something. Make me feel something. Give me some sort of emotion. Are you scared? Are you excited? Are you bored? Obviously, you are bored. Because that's all. It was like, yay. Monotone and bored. No, get better extras. I realize you only had a very small budget to work with. And most of your extras were probably just friends of yours. But come on, give them some sort of emotion. Also, the sound effects were just bad. The gunfires, the fight contact, someone punched somebody in the face. It was just a bad sound. It was like some cheap generic sound you could get from the 80s, just like thud or puh. The sound of punching someone in the face is puh. No, get a better sound than that. They aren't that expensive. A lot of them you can get for free, and these probably were free. But get better sound effects than that. Also, at times, it was clearly dubbed over, and dubbed over poorly. Like, I'm sitting there at times questioning, is this person's real voice? I get it, they were outside, probably using the built-in microphone of the camera, probably didn't have a boom mic, and they got a bad recording, maybe they only got one take of it. So later on, they had her do ADR, they dubbed it in later, and it was just bad. You could tell it was done somewhere else. It didn't match up at all with what the lips were doing. It was just bad. No. Also, apparently the people who made this movie felt that they just couldn't have enough establishing shots. Your scenes just can't be established enough, I guess, or something. I don't know. Because within the first 12 minutes of the movie, they had 5 establishing shots. In the first 12 minutes! Here, we're going to establish that they're on a boat. Now we're going to establish that they're going to some pub. Now we're going to establish that they're at their house. The first 12 minutes of the movie didn't need to be in the movie. You didn't need it. You could have started with them going to the pub where they meet the bartender who's about to get raped and have him beat up the gang member and start it right there. You didn't need anything that happened before it. It was unnecessary. Get rid of that nonsense. Get rid of all those bullshit establishing shots and just go from the bar. Start there. You don't need anything before that in the movie. It was unnecessary and nonsense, and it really just added time to the movie. It didn't need to be in it. The best action scene of the movie? That would have to be David Wilson, who is the main hero of the movie, versus the gang member in the bathroom when he's saving that bartender from being raped. It was easily the best action scene in the movie, the best fight scene. Lots of punches, lots of kicks. It was great, and it looked real. It was possibly the most realistic looking fight in the entire movie. No shaky cam, didn't have a lot of quick cuts in it. Yeah, their martial arts wasn't the best in the world, but they were brawlers, and they were brawling, so it worked. And it was the best action scene in the movie because it didn't have all the quick cuts, and it didn't have bad CG effects. It didn't have gunfire. It didn't have shaky cam, and it was really good because of that. So that is easily my favorite action movie, or favorite action scene, I should say, of this movie. My overall thoughts on this movie? I have to say this movie was better than I expected it to be. That being said, it still wasn't a great movie, so I give it the Zangief. This movie has a very niche audience, people who like low-budget movies with cheesy, stiff acting. Really, I've seen asylum movies that were better made than this, but this movie still wasn't bad. Unless you like cheesy low budget movies, I can't think of a reason why you should watch this. But if you do enjoy those cheesy low budget action movies, you should check out Wild Justice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and have a nice day.